Well, I'm back with another Carpuride video. This particular one is on the 903 Pro, which is a little bit different to the one that we looked at last time, which was the W901 Pro. As you can see, they are a different size. This one is much more narrower, and this one's a bit taller. But this one has a camera on the back of it. So let's take you through all the features of this HD screen with CarPlay and Android Auto. So before we go any further and do the unboxing and show you what you get for your money, let's just look at the sizes of these two things. I suppose it comes down to which you prefer, and we'll look at these when we get in the car to see what difference it makes when they're actually switched on and what it looks like in the car. What I will say is the 901 on the right hand side of your picture does look a bit bulkier. So if you're looking for something that is a bit more svelte and possibly a little bit more inconspicuous, the 903 might be your bag. But let's get on to the unboxing. So when it arrived, it was particularly well packaged and still is. The screen itself was contained in plastic, which I removed to show you the screen, and I haven't touched any of the other things in here. You get everything you need in order to install it. This is the suction device, which is the same as for the 903, so I should be able to just bolt this straight into my car. Because we went through that video before, and you can watch that. There's a link in the top right hand corner of your screen if you want to contrast and compare. If you prefer to mount this on your dash instead of your windscreen, there is a version for you to do that with a sticky pad underneath as well. You get your cigarette lighter power cable, and that is pretty much all you need. You also get, if you want to wire your phone into it, you can also use these jacks as well, 3.5mm jacks. In addition, you get a full instruction manual, and it'll take you through everything that you need in order to operate the software, installation, everything. So let's get on and install it in the car and show you all the different features of the W903 Pro by Carpuride. As you guys know, if you are a frequent visitor to my channel, I drive an older car. This Porsche 928 is from 1985, and I find these screens ideal for this type of car, which doesn't have a built-in screen. They never had things like that in the 80s. And all I do is I just keep it in my glove compartment like that and bring it out when I need to. All right, well, let's install this lovely looking screen. The first thing we're going to do actually is push the camera up. Now the camera can swivel, so we'll talk about that in a minute and see how that works, but that means it can be a front-facing camera to look forward and find out what's going on with the car in front, and then goes on that, or you might want to record behind you or to the side or whatever. In my particular case, probably I'll use it as a rear-facing camera, because up here I do have a VFO front-facing camera, and there's a video on that on my channel if you'd like to see that. So let's install this. I already have the suction cup holder mounted. Very straightforward. You just push it to the windscreen and use the lever. This happens to be the same mount as my last Carpuride, which is helpful because it means I can choose which one it is. Now the one thing I don't like is this mount is a bit fiddly. It's not too bad, but it's just a little bit fiddly. And that's what it looks like in the car before we power it up. Quite straightforward really, just to install it. It's just a question of plugging it in now, which is what they've supplied here, which is the cigarette lighter cable. It comes with another USB in there, so you can use this for charging your phone as well if you like. So let's just unravel this a little bit. Plugs into my cigarette lighter here. Cigar lighter turns on red when it's on, which is good. There's a little USB cable here, which then plugs in to the side, and I can do that whilst it's mounted. And that is it switched on. So there it is. It comes into life as if by magic. So let's have a look at some of its features. That was noisy. Okay, this is a 9.3-inch portable wireless CarPlay and Android Auto car radio receiver with camera, with loop recording and dual Bluetooth, FM connection to your radio, and Siri. So let's get at it and have a look at what we're going to do here. So I have my phone, and what we're going to do is firstly plumb it in. So let's make sure we can get it into Apple CarPlay. So what we are simply looking to do is to find Carpuride on my iPhone. Carpuride has been found on my iPhone, other devices, so I'm going to click on that. It is asking me to pair with a number, pairing request, so I shall just pair. Allow contacts and favourite to sync, we'll allow that. Then it says use CarPlay with smart screen, absolutely use CarPlay with smart screen. And we are connected. Look at that. Now that is playing, I'll have to turn that off. That is coming out the speaker on this so far. So the next thing what we will do is we will come back to the, we can have maps, of course, we can have our music, we can make phone calls using it. There's my family. And all the features that you would have on Apple CarPlay in your car are here. Google Maps, Waze, Teams I use a bit. Everything I need is here, and then I can go back to a screen which has my map and my music, or I can make it back to the home screen, or I can have, if I click on here, just a map. And that looks pretty nifty actually. I quite like the wide screen on it actually. It helps me to see quite nicely. But what I want to do now is to connect the Carpuride to my car stereo so that any sounds that come out of it will come out of my car speakers and not the speakers on the unit itself. So let's do that. So there is a little menu button on the right hand side of the screen here. If I click on that and then click, I think it's the home button, that'll take me out of CarPlay back into the device settings. Then I'm going to click on audio output, click on FM. I'm going to tune it to 107.7, which is what I've got my car radio set to. Oh, it doesn't go out that way. We'll have to come back out this way. Come on, 107.7. The screen is quite good to the touch, actually. It's quite responsive. 107.7, which is great. And then I can go back into CarPlay and hopefully find some music that I can play for you. Probably not Chris de Burgh. It's slightly embarrassing that you've seen me listening to Chris de Burgh, so let's find something else. Hold on with me 1 minute. And there we are. It is coming through my car speakers, and that couldn't have been easier. Very straightforward to plumb in to my phone. Very straightforward. So let me just turn that down a bit. My car stereo is not the greatest of quality, but that works very nicely. So next what I'd like to do is to have a look at this camera. So let's do that. The camera then is very straightforward. I've taken us back to the home screen here, and there's a little button here at the bottom left which takes us into the camera mode, and there it is. I've had to adjust the suction cup, and you can pull it out and you can adjust it so that the camera is facing forward. The camera itself on the front of it also adjusts forward and back, so I just adjusted that, and now I've got a pretty good view going forward, which is quite good just by adjusting it. The camera is on permanent record, so it loops. So that's 64 gigs of memory on there. Once that gets full, it will loop and record over your previously recorded stuff. If you want to, if you've had an accident or somebody's gone into you and you want to lock it, you push this little button here and it locks the video into the memory such that it can't be recorded over. There are other features as well. It can take a picture, just a photo, a still photo, if you want to do that. This will take you back to the main screen. This will take you back into Apple CarPlay so that you can record at the same time. And this one switches the microphone on and off. It is constantly recording my voice and what's going on in the car as well. There are other methods of looking at it. If I go into the if I go into here, which is the same as pushing this and using the memory button to get into it, I can adjust things on here as well. There's different camera resolutions. I'm not sure why you would change that. It goes up to 2.5K, which is pretty good, actually. So it's one better than 1080p, not quite as good as 4K. You can also split your screen. This will allow you actually to install a backup camera by plugging into the side here and then powering it off the car's power. I don't have that in this particular video, but you can calibrate your reverse line and things like that. Camera format, so it says 1080p, but we know we're in 2.5K. You can switch the microphone on and off, and that's your camera. So as if I switch the camera back round towards me, let's see what that looks like. And there we are. You're looking at yourselves, which is on my camera. It is in wide format, as you can see, but quite good resolution actually. And I can see out the back. Admittedly, I have my rear hatch open right now, but I'm going to go and put that down just so you can see what that looks like, whether it captures video from the rear, and then we'll see what that looks like. And there we are. It's a bit of a post box view of what's going on at the back there. It's not great for seeing what's behind, but it's also better than nothing. That's how I would look at it. This camera, if you turn it around this way, is really designed to capture a little bit out the back window, but really what's going on in the cabin. So there we are. Now we have another feature where we can play video on our screen as well by pushing the Wi-Fi video button. It then looks for, on my phone, the Wi-Fi network that it is broadcasting out of the device. So I look for it on my phone, and you can see here it says Carpuride. I'm going to click on that. Oh, there we are, and it's going to ask for a password, and the password is noted on the screen: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we'll click join, and we are joined up. Now what we also have to do is to download the app, which we'll do now. And the app is called Videur, which is downloading on my phone. So let's open that up. Terms of use, agree, add camera, Videur to use your location whilst using app, that's fine. Connect to local devices, yes, that's fine. And now I have my device connected on here, and this is the way that you get access to all your files. So what I'm going to do is take this car for a drive in a minute, but what I will do is display that on the screen, not on this screen but on your screen, so that you can see all the files that I've got here that I've recorded, and you'll be able to see the quality. So we'll do that in a moment. And what it does is it automatically downloads those files onto my phone. And it's doing it right now. It's actually downloading them automatically. So the moment I connect my phone up using the Wi-Fi and the app, it downloads those camera files onto my phone. Now, I'll be honest, it took me a little while to figure out how to play back video from my phone. So if I want to watch Netflix or I want to watch YouTube, it took me a little minute just to figure that out. You have to have it connected to Bluetooth and connected to the screen's Wi-Fi. Then you have to mirror your screen. So if I want to watch a video on, say, YouTube, I will find one on my phone on YouTube. I will click on Wi-Fi video here. And then what I need to do is to go into my phone, as you can probably see on here, and then using this thing here, click on screen mirroring. And choose, as you can see on my phone here, smart screen. And then if I come out of that, then it should enable me to start playing a video on here. And here's a video that you might recognise.
This channel is all about me and the pursuit of happiness. I am a man in his 50s.
So providing you can mirror your phone, connect it to Bluetooth, connect it to the screen's Wi-Fi, then you could watch any video that you like on the screen. Because it's a wide screen, the sides of the screen are not all used, but it's not bad device if you want to sit and watch a film, or if a passenger wants to sit and watch a film whilst you're going along. Not sure if that's legal, but it will do it. All right, this is the footage that you get from the car on the road, out on the road, 2.5K. It is taken, the first part of this journey is in direct sunlight straight in our face, as you can see, and we're coming up to see some cars. The license plates are a little difficult to see, and the picture is just a slightly bit jerky because it's not connected, the camera isn't connected directly to the windscreen like with the usual dash cam. It's connected to the suction cup, which is then connected to the windscreen. So the effect of that is it makes it a little bouncy. But the pictures are not bad. Very useful in the event of an accident. And what I would say is to integrate a camera into a screen like this is a very useful piece of integration and sets this one apart from the competition. But let's swivel the camera around so we can get a good view of the cabin and to the rear of the car as well. And this is me talking to the camera, so you can hear what the sound is like in the car if you needed to use the sound for any reason. You can see out the back window as well, and you can see my face pretty easily, and out of these windows as well. It's quite a wide angled lens on this camera, which is good, but maybe it stretches it as well. Make your own minds up about that. So whilst you're admiring my rugged features, let's look at the pros and cons in conclusion of this video. We'll start with the pros. It is a great value. This is $239.99. Using my code in the description below and shown on the screen, you can get a $50 discount, which makes it $189.99. And that's very feature rich for that kind of money, with CarPlay, a great looking screen, and a pretty useful camera. I'll also add that the hardware installation took 5 minutes. Very, very straightforward. On the cons side of the balance sheet, the software takes a bit of patience. You have to persevere a little bit. Same with the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi was a bit finicky and not always consistent. It took me a few goes to get into the Wi-Fi. And the camera, I would say, is fair. It does the job probably better as a rearward-facing camera for the cabin than a frontward-facing camera, but not bad for that purpose either. Well, that about does it for my review of the W903 Pro by Carpuride. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like and consider subscribing if you like this kind of content, or content about my Porsche 928 and other Porsches. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.